medicines were found in his blood. An overdose of propofol and lorazepam killed him. After 4 weeks of trial, neither side has proved who gave him those drugs, Dr. Murray or Jackson himself. But the prosecution's case is much wider than that. They argue Murray violated his professional duty of care to Michael. Not calling 911 immediately is a case in point.
Conrad Murray actually called someone else, left a message, and made no indication that 911 was required.
I almost don't know what to say. That is so completely and utterly inexcusable.
I've never been in a situation where I was alone, trying to do all of these things, with no help in sight, in such an odd situation, where I couldn't shout for help. I didn't have a phone there to call for help, and the only one phone access I had was Micheal, who was his head of security, right? As a cardiologist, what did I need to do? I am not a lay person, I'm trained. If I say a man is down, and I'm on the scene, I will resuscitate you.
If somebody in the house, not just you, but somebody in the house called 911.
If you call 911, you've done the right thing. If you've got an expert doctor in the house and he can do what they're going to do when they get there first, calling 911 is a delay. And
again, no reason to call 111 unless he had continued to persistently remain impaired or so, right? However, if he came out of it and he was fine, he and I would have had to have a serious talk, and I would have taken my bags and said, you know what, if you allow that to happen, when I'm anywhere in the vicinity of your environment, I'm gone. That would be my exit.
it was so...
That was going to be my exit. You understand me? Because there's no discussion he could have had with me that day to compensate for the unexpected change if it was as a result of his own hands. I went there to take care of a healthy man who said he was fine, to just keep surveillance in case my kids get sick or I get the flu, help us to choose the right better fluids and to wash our hands so we don't get infected. But once I got in there, I was entrapped. Okay? Go ahead.
With the trial drawing to a close, Dr. Schaefer is proving to be the prosecution's most compelling witness.
Dr. Schaefer, you've very clearly described 17 egregious violations of the standard of care. These 17 violations individually were likely to result in injury or death to Michael Jackson.
Yes.
To counter Dr. Schaefer, Murray's attorneys call in their own expert, Dr. Paul White, a world authority on propofol.
Guys, what about...
Murray is a death doctor.
Well, he's presented Dr. Murray as a non-doctor, less than a layperson.
And I think the jury believes all that.
Yeah.
We have to bring him back to the issue of causation.
You got to get it to be a cardiac arrest that starts this thing. Otherwise, you lose mathematically.
Do you really honestly think that during cross-examination of Schaefer, he's going to admit that it's a cardiac arrest? And we're going to have that argument, that conversation?
No, I think he's got to admit he doesn't know because he has never studied the effects
And
of
as soon as I ask him, isn't it true you don't know, he's going to say, I do know, and here's why I know. Here's this, and this. And we're not going to do that. We're not going to get into science with this guy. That's what we have scientists for.
No.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you about methodology, Mike.
I'll keep my mouth shut.
I'm not going to have an argument with the guy on the science.
No.
You. I'm not going to do it, Mike. You want to spend 3 hours doing that? Go ahead.
No. You don't see the issue.
Gotcha.
He's got it all mapped out for you, and you're missing it.
See you guys tomorrow.
The dispute over strategy led to Ed Chernoff taking over the vital cross-examination of Dr. Schaefer from Michael Flanagan.
one of the things that you were asked your opinion about, that you testified to yesterday, were the actual IV setup, infusion, how my